Please do not say fuck or bugger.
We're live on Twitch with the new setup. Please do not say fuck or bugger. I do not like how much of the screen that took up.
I do not like your green fires from hell. I do not like them, Samael. Silent Hill abridged scene.
Is it the I love waxing owls guy?
Alright, so let's continue
No.
with The Hobbit.
It's the guy who admits that he may have had Dahlia Gillespie do a bit too much of the gyromancy. Well, in his own words, he may have turned Silent Hill turned her character into a gyromancy obsessed yuck fest that he didn't really intend.
Just go check on my phone to see if the stream is working. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Cool.
That wasn't very gyromantic of you, Doctor.
Okay, cool. Right, everything is proceeding well.
Also, Ian, I may have some bad news about our last stream.
What?
I may have turned off the microphone thing at some point, so anyone watching might not hear your whole how Murdust and everyone else in DHPW and New Blood is symbolic of circumcision.
Censorship.
What?
Censorship.
It was accidental.
You're afraid of the truth.
Don't you fucking start.
Wait.
He said that Murdust is a giant purple penis and therefore is trying to be a metaphor for circumcision. Wake up!
Wake up. You still... You there, Ian?
Ian created a character that's a combination of Billy Britton, major misunderstandings, and every crazy conspiracy theorist on the internet. Now shut up and eat some sausages.
Grow up and eat some sausages.
I bet you order pork when no one's watching.
This is Dory's helmet. I do hope.
Oh yeah, if I do start the punishment stream thing, should I make it the normal 2-hour thing to start off with, or should I just do an entire major long session?
2 hours will do.
All right.
You got a prediction contest wrong. You didn't kill the Dalai Lama.
Well, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
What you did? You monster! You wait till I get over there.
yeah. Do you think it's funny that you know how they do that whole thing that the Simpsons predict everything?
Yeah.
Do you think that's Homer designing a car thing was indicative of the video game industry and entertainment in the West in general?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, speaking of, the ESA got taken to another one of those things again to defend loot boxes. It didn't go well for them.
Good.
They were told flat out that a third party should look into these things, not the ESA, because quite frankly, as Young Yer explained, the ESA are directly benefiting from what the game industry is doing, and they're very biased. In fact, not even do it. It was noted that they weren't even doing their jobs because they're not allowed to sell games that have microtransactions or anything in lower than an adult. They have apparently an age rating system in the States which is adults only, and that's for if you have the what you call it, if you have the microtransactions and loot boxes, and they're selling them at younger ages, so they're already breaking their own rules there. They also tried to argue that these were fun. However, that was countered by kids don't understand. Not all kids understand the value of money, and they may not even know what they're doing. And most parents may not be tech savvy to know what these people are doing. And they even flat out called what the video game industry was doing as manipulative.
Well, it clearly, obviously is.
And well, the thing is, they pulled out the same crap they pulled out every time, which is, well, these things are fun, they're optional. Which then it was pointed out they're not optional because what they are is they bully
in the
and
game,
like.
whether you want them or not.
It said that these things are made to psychologically torture and guilt the person who doesn't buy them into buying them by making the game a complete slog or unfun completely unless you cough up some money. Basically do a very ridiculous long task for hours on end just to get one thing or pay them money. So they strong arm you. They also brought in free to pay, pay to win mechanics and everything else. And the game industry's defense in the end was trust us. We are trying to help, we are trying to fix things. And they did a token gesture, which was that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo now have to display the odds. However, they were countered by saying that isn't enough. In fact, it's less than nothing because they are manipulating the odds and there's nothing stopping them manipulating them to be unfair. And then even said that they should take a lesson from casinos because even slot machines have a third party investigating the machines to make sure they're not being tampered with. My defense, my thing against it was to say, we trusted you already in the 90s and we defended you from everything, and then you tried to exploit us. And the thing is, we've been doing this song and dance for, I think it's years now. At least 2 or 3 years that we've been dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
And they call it progress.
Well, that's the thing, it's not. The games are actually, I would argue, most games now are worse. I mean, look at Shadow of War, to stay on topic a bit.
Yeah, that was clearly hampered by the.
I say I'm the only one out here so far who's played it post loot box removal.
I've played it a bit, but not enough to get a real read on it.
Well, I played it completely after the loot box thing, and honestly, it felt like a game.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, I remember you telling me there was like this long slog right at the end just to get loads of fucking orcs.
Yeah.
Didn't have that anymore. I had like one mission I had to do, and then suddenly it's on to the final mission.
Right.
That was all it was.
Well, the difficulty curve has ramped up.
Maybe you should pay for a loot box.
This game was back when games were good.
I know. Look, I think that yesterday, not much is going to come of it, but basically the game industry, it wasn't one of those things where they simply defended themselves to people who didn't understand what was going on. They were literally defending themselves against people who knew full well what this was doing, even used examples of games and news articles showing what this has done to people to shut down everything that the game industry was doing. So
that's the thing, these defences don't even hold up against people who don't know what's going on. And they're not just wrong, they're obviously wrong.
Oh yeah, the thing is, again, I hate to be one of those guys that's that old and remembers this, but keep in mind the customer base defended the games industry from the government regulation to begin with. Like, technically speaking, we gave them this freedom with the trust that they wouldn't do something like this. And the first thing they did when they had the chance was find ways to exploit people.
Yep.
Because the one argument I hate the most is we need to do this because we can't afford to make games otherwise, and that's bullshit.
Games
I think
are
that
too expensive to make.
I think there's 3 lines really. There's how much money it will take for the game to be, the cost of the game itself, like how much it will you'll have to make back to justify the cost of the game.
Publishers set the budgets, no one else.
Yeah, basically, how much do they have to have back? How much to consider it a profit, and how much they actually want.
Yeah.
Those are the three, and the thing is that going for the second one is fine. Like if a game cost, for example,
The third one would be fine if how much they wanted was as much as is inhumanly possible.
well, the thing is that again, let's just say, for example, a game costs $2 million. I know that's not how much a game costs to make. Let's just say you need to make $2 million from your sales to even justify the cost of making the damn thing. You make $3 million back, which is a profit, but then you consider it a failure because it didn't make the $7 million you wanted it to make. I mean, you heard about why Resident Evil 7 was called a failure. See, 7 actually sold very well, made quite a bit of money from its sales, and got reviewed very well, but Capcom consider it a failure because it didn't make the money they wanted.
Right. Apparently
It's like,
it didn't sell as well as 6. And like the thing you're supposed to take away from that is that the audience you lost a lot of the audience with 6. But
yeah.
the thing that Capcom would have taken away from that would be, we made a traditional survival horror game. That was our mistake. We should have made like the actiony bullshit like 6 was, because that did better.
You say that, and then 2 happened.
Well, yeah, but that's a good point. So it looks like
2
they
happened.
managed to avoid taking that particularly bad.
We can't keep throwing Capcom under the bus anymore. They've made it too hard. Look, it's easy to shit all over Square Enix for most of their practices and their whole we're using Final Fantasy 13 in our whole how we're making Final Fantasy 7's remake. That's a terrible idea. Using Final Fantasy 13 as a reference point to how you're going to do the episodes of Final Fantasy 7 is a terrible idea, and you're terrible for thinking so.
Or indeed using Final Fantasy 13 as a reference point for anything at all.
Have you seen silly Butterbun?
No.
Butterbun's video on Final Fantasy 13. She actually drew a graph that's basically a giant X and goes, "Here's Final Fantasy 7. Here's Final Fantasy 13, 1 to 3. Here's it going from down. Basically, the down to up bit is how it goes in terms of gameplay quality. It improves by the third one to where it's actually workable. Here's how the story goes, and it just goes down even further."
I think the story was pretty consistent. It was just never very good.
Oh yeah, but the quality wasn't very good. The quality wasn't very good because 13 was just 7 shades of awful, and they were giving it sequels while it was failing. But we can't really rip on Capcom anymore because of their whole, they made Resident Evil 2's remake and made it good. They then brought Onimusha to the store and unlike some people, didn't add microtransactions to it.
Yeah.
And then they brought Devil May Cry 5 over, and then while they were forced to add microtransactions, made them so insignificant that nobody fucking bought them.
Hey, why did you buy our microtransactions?
Because they intentionally made them pointless.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Oh, remember when EA threw a hissy fit at Germany over microtransactions?
Yeah. And they didn't agree with Belgium's interpretation of the law. The law isn't interpretable.
How dare you?
Well, keep in mind, EA also says they didn't agree. They didn't agree with the evidence that was given to them about how bad microtransactions and loot boxes were. You know,
This is the future of computer games.
if this is the future, then the future's going to be fucking horrible when no one's got any money.
It's not our fault you're poor.
I mean, good lord. Now, to be fair, that is Rooster Teeth's opinion. No one can afford their subscription thing anymore, and they went, "Hey, it's not our fault you don't have money. It's not our fault that we we increased the price from $15 to $35.
Yes, it is.
You're just terrible with money."
It's all the same thing.
I remember this one time, one guy made an entire analogy for how Capcom kept re-releasing Street Fighter and making upgraded versions of its game. And he described it purely as a sexual abuse relationship. That Capcom just kept coming in and promising him everything and then beating him up. And then he'd wake up in bed with his bomb saw, and then suddenly there'd be a new version of Street Fighter 2.
As Ubisoft started microtransactions.
Ubisoft haven't even gotten their games to work right yet. I don't know if they can make Actually, we're in an age where they'll release microtransactions in a game that doesn't even work.
Ubisoft,
Well, in order for
Ubisoft were one of the worst offenders with some of the Assassin's Creed games.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, in order for the game to work, you'll need the microtransactions.
Microtransaction?
Yes.
No, I loved it when Jim kidnapped a guy called Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
And then tortured him in like a saw-like thing, but unfortunately it didn't work well. And then he got his stuff stolen by DC Douglas,
I shall be the #1 Boglin boy.
who is now hiding out because that whole video of him sneaking in to watch women pee in bathrooms didn't age well.
And then he claimed it.
Yeah, he claimed it. He copyright claimed his perversion. At least you can say he owned up to it in some way.
I like how you're casually using a dangerous weapon of power. I am, yes.
Soon. Well, that's another reason that Resident Evil 6 was considered awful. Wesker was gone and the tension was all dead.
I like how you're casually using a dangerous weapon of power.
Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi.
It's over, Anakin. I have the higher ground.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I also saw Dorkley's thing of people going to couples therapy with Star Wars.
Right.
It was actually pretty funny. It was done by Dorkley. What? Look, I keep telling you I don't want this stuff. Look, I'm just trying to make you happy. You're not even listening to me. You never listen to me. I faked liking the prequels. Oh. Look, I didn't. Did she tell you that she didn't even go watch Solo? I didn't fucking want Solo. I don't want Solo, and you know what? I don't fucking want Boba Fett either. Oh my god.
Putting the One Ring on to escape your relatives is like Palpatine taking the Death Star down the road for snacks.
And then it all ends with them like coming together and like, look, you got to think why you like Star Wars to begin with. Look, I'm sorry, I've been working. It's just I got full of myself, and suddenly I thought I was great, and now I'm just a vehicle for selling toys. Oh come on, Star Wars, you're not that. That's true. In order to be a vehicle to sell toys, you'd have to fucking sell them, and well, that's kind of awkward. They're not really selling at all.
I've not seen any evidence to support that.
I've seen enough Toys R Us just throwing the shit out, going, no, it's not selling.
I've just finished watching the original Clone Wars cartoon.
Ah.
That's poisoned water, so... Yeah.
But then how it ends after Star Wars and his girlfriend leave, a guy comes in with Rick and Morty and like, cancel all my appointments. This is going to be a while. Now, I've been to a few places where they're literally just tossing the Star Wars stuff out, just saying it's not selling and they don't know what the fuck to do with any of it.
You haven't.
No, I actually have. The one before the one down mine actually closed. They had like an entire like crate thing full of it, just saying they had to send a load of it back because they were getting more stuff in that they kind of needed to put on the shelf, and the Star Wars stuff just was not selling at all.
No, you've been taken in by YouTube shitlords. I accepted that a long time ago.
No, I'm serious. I saw this. I mean, don't get me wrong. The lightsabers all sell because, let's face it, who the fuck isn't going to buy a lightsaber?
I have 2 of them.
But it was like it was basically the box full of the Funko Pops, the action figures, and all the other things. And to begin with, I just put it down to the fact of parents are kind of arsey with the whole, why do you need another version of Luke Skywalker when you have 2 of them?
Because it's a different one. He's
Yes,
got
I
a new
know.
hat.
Ollie, you gotta remember, I'm older than you. I grew up in the time when they were like, why do you need another Sega? Don't you have one already? Yes, but this is an upgraded one.
I remember
No,
going to a
what's
Disney.
the difference? Well, this one's 16-bit.
I remember
What's
going
a
to a
bit?
Disney in Disneyland where they were doing the Star Wars stuff, and where you can build your own lightsaber. I was going to do that, but sadly
He's
they didn't
got a
have
new
any
hat.
they didn't have any red ones.
There's loads of people buying Star Wars stuff whenever I see Disney shop, but Funko Pops in general are shit.
I don't know. I think the thing is, Funkos that still sell ridiculously well.
Yeah,
I mean,
why
apart.
though?
I don't know. I mean, I have a few. I mean, I collect the My Hero Academia ones mainly because they seem to be the most stable of all of them.
I found like 2 Batman anniversary ones in Sainsbury's today.
Well, that's the thing. The only place I've never seen them sell well is HMV, but that's because HMV sell them for like 2 times the price.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they had the very first Batman, like the purple gloves version.
I did see the 60s Batman in the Batmobile Funko Pop.
Yeah, they've also got the Michael Keaton one as well.
Speaking of, well, I did watch the H-Bomber guy thing on the comic book industry, and yeah, well, the Killing Joke in general.
Yeah.
Look, we all agree that the Batgirl thing was completely fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
We all agree that it was unnecessary. And that the 90s comic books were kind of all awful.
Except for Nightfall.
Well, Nightfall was literally just a parody within itself.
I mean, they have dead eyes, and unless they're an unusual looking character, you can't always tell who they are.
Yeah, I watched the thing where Stan Lee was I read the comment on one of them and they went, did you notice how when they're making Overkill, and then they ask him what makes him different from Cable, and they said he's a cyborg? I went, that's literally what fucking Cable is. Well, he's half man, half machine, and he's a cyborg, and I was like, those are the same thing. And the worst part is the character they did was a Spawn character. That should tell you everything you need to know. You know, where the only characters that were interesting were never made by Todd McFarlane at all.
Apparently, there's going to be a new Spawn movie.
You know, Spawn's also going to be in the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the new. He's one of the DLC characters for the new Mortal Kombat.
Well, I think he'll fit right in a lot better than he did in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, although again, no DLC so far in the new Mortal Kombat will be better than getting the movie version of Shang Tsung that literally does the.
Spawn, but it wasn't a terrible movie. Sorry, I'm just trying to look for what I'm supposed to do here, because I don't know.
I didn't think the Spawn movie was that bad.
I don't know. It's the thing is, it's a victim of it's being a '90s movie, and let's face it, clown is the best part of it.
Yeah.
And the movie did, and the
He's my
movie
man.
did
If
get.
he can do it, no one can. Yay, Spawny! S to the B to the A to the on, S to the B to the A to the on, go Spawny, go Spawny.
I think the best part is the movie actually got me to play the Dreamcast game Spawn and the Demon's Hand, which is one of my personal favorite Dreamcast games.
Hmm.
My mom actually hated the game so much I could only play it like an hour a day. Even though it was literally the worst it did was that I could cut people's entire torsos off. Yeah, my mom didn't like video game blood. And the thing is that sometimes they'd be like running and you'd cut them with like a sword or something, and then their legs would still be running in like mid motion and still standing there while an entire fountain of blood shot out of the midsection. I thought it was hilarious.
Apparently, they're thinking of making another Spawn movie, and they're going to have him played by Jamie Foxx.
Interesting. It's
But
going
I
to be
thought-
hard to beat. It's going to be hard to beat the first movie, mainly because again, Clown is just wonderful,
Yeah.
and also that crotch guard.
Yeah.
Come on, that whole thing when she tries to kick him in the nuts and it just goes off and bites her leg.
Oh, and of course the Big Devil Man as well,
Yeah, Malbolgia.
who was voiced by Frank Welker, aka Megatron.
Yeah, that's Malbolgia or Malbolgia. I can't actually pronounce it properly, but I know what it's called.
Why was I
Yeah.
supposed to figure that out?
I mean, the worst part is in the video game, you only had to hit him once and you won the game.
Have you ever seen the Spawn cartoon?
No.
I mean, it was all right, but Clown wasn't very good. I think they were just trying to go for a serious angle with him.
You can't do serious Clown.
They tried, it failed.
Look, when he transforms into the Violator... Oh yeah, that's his name, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, Bulgy, it sounds like a porn star name. Oh, right.
It's Italian, you stupid Tory git.
Yes, when he's the Violator, okay, that's when he's serious. But when he's in clown form, he's just a funny fat guy.
But the thing is, when he's the Violator, he's a giant monster man thing that's just a head with a tiny skinny torso, big long arms and claws, and looks fucking horrifying. He's meant to be serious, but when he's Clown, he's a short, fat man with clown makeup that farts and makes wisecracks. There is...
Every time a demon farts, no, every time someone farts, a demon gets his wings. Oh, twins.
I see, that is how Clown should be.
And then,
Hell, even the video game got him right.
yeah.
Finally.
I'd have him holding a chainsaw while he's screaming, "What's the matter? Everyone likes Clown!" Although he did sound a lot more like Danny DeVito than anything else.
Yeah. And then Spawn just shoves him away, going, "Get away from me, you fudge-packing midget!"
The Violator, that sounds right, yeah.
Oh god, he's writing.
Oh, the 90s.
Don't let Tom Cruise hear you saying that.
Hello.
You don't look like any
Corwin.
elf or goblin. I am Corwin.
Right, did we just get someone new comment after Ian said, "Get away from me, you fudge-packing midget"?
No, the guy in the
Did
game.
you see that
Oh, thank
walk
God, that would have been
into here?
awkward to come into.
But I did see the spiders carry about a dozen wriggling bundles of spider silk through that web. My friends were not so.
Oh God, I want to watch the Spawn movie again now. I love
Killed every
Clown.
man in my camp.
Oh, man.
My brother.
Nobody
I am
pretends to be
sorry,
Spawn's
brother.
wife.
Could
Oh,
run through
yeah.
those webs if
They
you
just like
want.
overacts the
You'll
entire
find some
thing
mechanical
afterwards, so it's obvious that there's something up.
I gotta tell you, this is much more comfortable than doing it on the side of, like, sitting on the side of my bed with no back support to do this.
Oh yeah, looks it. Also, another thing that I always found funny about the movie is that Clown is that special kind of fat, the kind where he kicks people, he needs to use his entire upper body to move his leg to kick them, kind of fat.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just find that hilarious. There's a guy on the floor and he's just like, and just
oh no!
kicks him.
I just stood on the fire. I'm so...
Midgets.
I just stood on those burning logs for too long.
And are you dead?
Yeah.
Oh well.
That makes sense. By the way, Seb, how is the audio? I need to know, like, from an audience perspective.
Oh, I would love to watch the Spawn movie. You know what? I will.
Hello.
We should do a watch along.
You don't look like any elf or goblin.
I don't know, Ollie. Last time we did a watch along, you lost your channel. You lost your streaming privileges.
I'm Bilbo Baggins.
But that was a
Hobbit of the
spurious
Shire,
takedown, wasn't it?
and I'm looking for my friends.
They were going around a lot
Did
at the
you
time
see
for anime
13
videos.
dwarves?
Basically, there was a big takedown of anime
You're
channels.
quiet, but I can
Spiders
hear
carry
Sammy
about
and
a
just fine.
dozen
Alright,
wriggling bundles of spider silk through that web.
Yeah, there was a lot of people, but it was mainly
My friends
anything
were not so
connected to
lucky.
Vic
What
Mignogna
about
was
now?
getting
The spiders
down.
killed every man in my camp,
Hold on.
including my brother.
I am sorry about your brother.
You could burn through those webs if you had some oil. You will find some in the camp to the north.
Let's put some noise suppression on the mic. 15 dB should do it. That was what I normally had. How about now? I think it's mainly just you being too quiet. Well, the mic is further away than it normally is. Like, I mean, the cable won't reach far enough.
You know, I do feel bad for the actor who plays Clown. Because nowadays he just stars in a lot of shit.
How does it sound now, Sam? Tell me! It sounds fine. I'm gonna look back on this and it's gonna sound like shit, I bet. The jump attack is a devastating combo tactic. This attack does more damage to enemies than normal stick swings. I've not known Viggo Mortensen be in anything before or after Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he was in, oh, what was it? Prophecy.
Is that the prophecy? Is that prophecy the one with Christopher Walken who was playing
Okay,
Gabriel?
Yeah.
I need to
Viggo
see.
Mortensen.
Is that prophecy the one with Christopher Walken who was playing Gabriel?
Alright. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds okay.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen played the devil in that.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds okay.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen played the devil in that.
Okay.
You thought you were going to get a new and original character, but it was I, Dio.
From when I was editing the Kryptonite Factor, I always had to make your voice louder. Sam had an odd voice because his sound waves were always quiet, but he was always perfectly audible. Huh.
I could have farted that in. Brian Blessed doing the snooker commentary.
Why, Havoc?
And unleash the dogs of war!
You great scheming pillar.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
So someone's made an entire mod of Resident Evil 1 where you play the entire game as Barry.
Oh, that's not funny.
Well, they've actually put a lot of effort into even adding dialogue lines in for him.
But still, I love the funny stuff.
You mean the Jill sandwich?
No, I mean the Thomas the Tank Engine thing.
Oh yes, that. Yes, the Resident Evil 2 one.
Oh, there were far too many of them.
Yeah, they even did one recently where there's a
There
Donald
are too
Trump
many.
one. They've replaced Mr. X with Thomas the Tank Engine, the Doll, Michael Myers.
So as I thought of doing a sketch called Winnie the Shit, where he becomes the evil dictator of 100 Acre Wood and abuses all the other animals. Ian, would you be interested?
He's taking our idea. He's taking our entire thing, Ian. Let's break his legs.
I think I might be interested.
Hoo hoo hoo! Breaking legs is what Tiggers do best. I just love the idea of Winnie the Pooh being like the leader and not Tigger being his minion.
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'll make them an offer they can't refuse. But they refused it. Then... Tigger, Tigger, go convince them. Convincing them what Tigger do best. Ah, you shattered my hip. Putting Rabbit in the trunk of a car at gunpoint.
Ian, say this in Winnie the Pooh voice.
Ian, say this in a Winnie the Pooh voice.
You'll never... Oh, he wants you to say you'll never be seeing that little fuck alive again.
Okay.
You'll never be seeing that little fuck ever alive again.
Get in the back of the car, Rabbit. I don't want to get in the back of the car. Get in the back of the fucking car right now. I'm not playing around.
Go on.
You know what I did to Rue's father. You know what I can do to you, too. All right, I'm getting in. Good. Would you like some honey? No, thank you. I insist.
On second thoughts, the honey is mine. You get your fucking hands off of it, Brett.
I can just imagine the only time he'd ever offer honey to anyone is if it was poisoned or something.
No, he wouldn't offer honey at all.
Oh yeah, he's agreed.
Send Owl to the camp with all the other undesirables.
He speaks up against the Pooh regime.
How dare you, Pooh? I will face you.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you senile old prick.
Tigger, take him out. Ooh, he went down like a leaf.
I'm sick of your bullshit, Owl. You've been leading me astray with your shitty ass stories.
I see. Tigger, Owl left a turd on my front lawn. You know what must be done. And while you're at it, bring the bitch back. The bitch? You know, Piglet.
Yeah.
Shut up, you're only good for one thing, Piglet. Now do as I say or you're going in the sausages.
Do as I say or you're sausage.
What sausage? This reminds me of the party of my great uncle Robert. He had just reached the age of 103.
No one cares about your Uncle Robert, you senile old shit.
Put him in a home, boy. And by a home, I mean the ground.
I didn't mean to use it, but it's working out for me.
Oh, someone please think of the children.
Who else wants some? The term pigs in blankets come to mind. Supper!
Oh god, just imagine they have democratic elections in the 100-acre wood, and and that's when the dark side of Winnie the Pooh comes out. Who dares stand against me? That's the thing, he thinks he'll run for election, but then he sees what Rabbit's gonna do. If you elect me in, I will make sure to ration everything. I'll make sure everyone has a home, including Eeyore. That'll be lovely.
Well,
I don't think so. His monopoly is my joy. And I'll tax honey.
that was some intense gardening on Bilbo's part. Yes, it was.
You have gone too far. No, look at this man. This bear. This bear just leaves us with nothing. Only because you deserve nothing. Don't elect this monster. If you don't, I will sit on all of you. Please vote for me and we can rip his stuffing out. Behold my giant fat ass. Just remember in one of those Devil Artemis videos, they do an entire thing where Cell fights with Dio, and Cell's stand is a giant muscular Winnie the Pooh. Not only can do everything better than Dio's stand, but he can also make pepperoni pizza appear out of fucking nowhere because he fucking can. And then he crushes Dio to death with Winnie the Pooh's pizza. Oh, I love fucking that guy up.
I think I'm gonna die and start again because I made the mistake of jumping, which caused me to lose some of my extra health.
You're going to die again.
Fucking you up is what Tiggers do best.
Fucking up is what Tiggers do best. And he'll still be laughing and doing that hoo-hoo thing while he's cracking someone's jaw. Oh. Have you seen what Pooh's planning to do with his president? Yeah, it's awesome. He's going to build a prison complex. Oh, I only ask for death. Please spare me. And he's also going to make us pay taxes, not in money, but honey. Will he bring back the death penalty? It's most likely that he will.
For the most minor of crimes.
Happy day.
Oh, bugger.
Did you look at my honey in a jealous way? Good. I did. Please kill me. I've been bad. Oh no. You'll be jealous. You'll be jealous that only I get the honey. Well, I think you're a bastard. Tigger? No, Tigger, you don't have to do what he says, but he's paying me in jelly beans. Ah!
Oh, bugger. No.
Oh, God. You can imagine Pooh, accusing him of, framing him for some crime.
If he won't talk, use the bamboo sticks to...
Rabbit says he's doing a good thing, but do you really know what he's really like? This is a man who probably killed Rue's father. Probably. A smear campaign video against Rabbit. He also took away all of Eeyore's antidepressants. Who does he listen to? He listens to that. Get me started.
Oh, and
He
don't get me
is-
started on his vegetable sex doll.
Oh God, we're turning it into a fruity bun.
I mean, why does he want to preserve all those vegetables? I'll tell you why. Because he has this rather sick fascination with fucking a vegetable doll.
It's an international conspiracy. Rabbit controls the media.
He controls the media. The media lies. And if he controls the media, that makes him a liar.
Rabbit claims that he has wise advice, but he gets all his advice from a senile old owl. A senile old owl that shits itself.
And
He
when
sells
she-
Christopher Robin into human trafficking.
No, he has him work in his sweatshop. Now, Christopher Robin, how would you like to live in the 100-acre wood forever? That'd be awesome, Pooh Bear. Wonderful.
These spiders rule
And it's like
everything
takes him
they
on,
touch.
like, underground. He's like, is this like a secret cave? Something like that. These are the honey mines of the 100-acre wood. Honey mine? Who's going to be getting all? Who collects all the honey? Well,
Me, of course.
that'll be you now, Christopher Robin. Wait, what? And like he like gets his legs shackled somewhere. Like, you'll be living underground for now. You'll be collecting all my honey. And if you fail to reach your quota, well,
I'll sit on you.
you won't be getting another birthday.
If you fail to reach your quota, well, let's just say I wouldn't recommend it.
But how am I? What am I? Make sure those pots are full by the time I return. Come, Tigger. And he's like got, and then Pooh's like got a black suit on underneath. Complete with honey, with a honey symbol on it.
Mm.
Now let us begin the golden age
Help
of
burn those thick webs.
Yeah, I was reading an Archie comic the other day.
Let me guess, did you add the voices?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Jughead.
Oh, it's the new girl, Veronica. I'm gonna show her around the whole school.
And basically she literally like makes him like carry all her books and everything.
Oh, I just love being your bitch. Oh, yes, mommy.
Joke. Oh, for God's sake. Really? Really?
You know what you are, Archie? You're a cock.
But I'm not.
You say that, but Veronica's fucking Jughead.
My love, I cannot comprehend.
Thank God the AI is so bad.
I bet you've never even kissed a girl.
No, but they kissed me.
Remember that thing we made at one point, the deal between Sega and Archie, and Sally kept telling Sonic what he couldn't say?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like, he's ridiculously sexist towards Sally, so she says the exact thing she told Sonic not to say.
I have it around here somewhere.
Oh God.
I'll just go find it.
I'd join you, but the internet in this hotel is shit. How is it? Huh. Oh, hello there, please.
I just imagine this after Who's won the election, Rabbit goes missing and he's really just been chained up in a basement. Just kill me, Pooh Bear.
Oh no, killing you would be too easy, Rabbit. You're going to see my glorious regime come to pass. And when you finally understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, then you have my permission to die.
Okay, found it.
Oh, wonderful. Go on.
Sonic the Jerk, Episode 17, His World Falls Apart, Part 10. Sonic and Sally are in a limo on their way to Riverdale. Sonic is on the phone. Forget it, I'm not playing Sonic Mania. Why in God's name would I play something with outdated graphics? Tails is on the speakerphone. Because the creators are devoted fans who want to pay homage to your old games. Or like a bunch of nostalgic tards who can't accept the old days are dead.
Right, hold on.
Sir.
I gotta stop my TV from turning off. I will be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, those people put a lot of time and effort into making something that celebrates your humble beginnings. Tails, who the fuck would want to play a Sonic game not made by me? The fans love it. But they'll love Sonic Forces even more because it has better graphics and it's made by me. Anyway, I've got to go. I'll call you back. I'll call you when I get back. He hangs up. And Sally says to him, okay, once we get there, it's important that you shut up and let me do all the talking. Why? Because nothing good will ever come out of your mouth. Oh, ye of little faith. I, Sonic the Hedgehog, have thought of a powerful, moving speech that will show Archie Andrews the light. Oh, God. Archie Andrews, you suck ass. You are nothing but a disgusting, perverted little man who spends every waking hour making comics about your sexual fantasies about getting with two girls who in reality you have absolutely zero chance in hell with. I bet you never even talk to any woman besides your mom. Jughead has a better chance with Betty and Veronica, and he isn't even into the whole romance thing. What does that say about you, huh? You ugly, nauseating, sexist fuckhole. I'll do the talking, and that's final. Fine. They arrive at Archie HQ in Riverdale. They are taken to Archie Andrews' office. Archie no longer resembles the lovable red-headed
Someone
teen
must
from his
have lost
comics.
this.
He is a
I'd better keep
old,
it safe.
frail, and moves around with a Zimmer frame. He stands and pleasantly greets them. Golly, it's Sonic the Hedgehog and some woman. Yep, that's me, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Mac Daddy of video games. Some woman? Now, Sally, don't get mad because I'm more famous than you. Sally glares at him. Please, get down.
I hate that hedgehog.
All three sit down. Now then, what's this all about? And,
Oh,
well,
fuck, I'm
Mr.
right back here.
Well, Mr. Andrews, it's about our partnership.
I wasn't talking to you. Please be quiet.
Sally stares incredulously at his behavior. Archie turns to Sonic.
Please continue.
Okay, we want to talk about our partnership.
It's wonderful, isn't it? We've never sold so many comics ever since we started the Sonic comics.
Well, of course not. It's all about me, that's why. It's all about all of us, Sonic.
Are you gonna let her talk to you like that?
She's been like this ever since we got off the plane. Like what?
If I would never let Betty and Veronica disrespect me like that.
Betty and Veronica enter carrying trays of milkshakes. Unlike Archie, they kept their youthful appearance.
Ah, speak of the devil.
Whoa, they haven't aged at all.
They're clones.
That they should have been done by now.
I may have watched it, but not said it.
Ah,
Sorry.
that's why it's taken so long.
Sorry. Please accept these salted caramel to
Ooh,
pretzels.
these are new.
Yes, please accept these pretzels as an apology.
Hmm.
Oh,
I brought my
fuck!
wife Andy.
Always gets hurt.
Oh no!
Yeah.
They're clones.
Clones?
Yeah, you see, they're modeled on real-life girls I had a crush on in high school but didn't have the nerve to ask out. So I took DNA samples from the real Betty and Veronica and cloned them. The wonderful thing is they never age.
Are they the only clones?
No, everyone else is except me, obviously.
The two clones set the milkshakes down. Sonic winks at both of them and they give him a coy smile before leaving the room. Fortunately, Archie doesn't notice this.
Anyway, the stories are great. Not even Ken Penders can stop us.
You read the latest stories?
Silence! The men are talking.
Excuse me? I was the one who set up this meeting, and I'm the one in charge of Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
You leave a woman in charge of your comics?
This woman is the reason why the Sonic comics lasted as long as they did. I had to fight Sega countless times just so we could sell another issue, and this is the thanks I get? I'm going to the bathroom. Now, let's get to the point. Ever since the Genesis wave, the comics went downhill.
Not true. Wes Weasley says otherwise.
Wait, Wes Weasley?
He's one of our board of directors. He came up with the Genesis wave.
That son of a bitch.
Language! We don't allow swearing
These
here,
spiders ruin
especially from a
everything
woman.
I'll swear as much as I want. Anyway, because of the recent storylines, I have decided to end our partnership.
You can't do that! I won't allow it!
Too late. The decision was already approved by Sega. I'm not going to sit by and watch everything my friends and I set out to do get tarnished by bad decisions. I've already made a deal with IDW Comics.
Gosh
Oh,
darn,
those
woman!
thick webs.
You're going to ruin me!
Oh, and another thing. You suck ass. You are nothing but a disgusting, perverted little man who spends every waking hour making comics about your sexual fantasies about getting with two girls who in reality you have absolutely zero chance in hell with. I bet you never even talk to any woman besides your mom. Jughead has a better chance with Betty and Veronica, and he isn't even into the whole romance thing. What does that say about you, huh? You ugly, nauseating, sexist fuckhole. She leaves the room and slams the door. The next morning at the hotel, Sally
Pete
arrives at
says, you watch your fucking language.
Sonic.
Oh, Seb says, Ian, I found some Robert Mugabe quotes. Can you read them as Winnie the Pooh?
Sure.
After we finish this story.
Okay. The next morning at the hotel, Sally arrives at Sonic's door. She knocks, and his voice is on the other side. She waits a while until finally the door opens and out steps Betty and Veronica. They both smile and wave at Sonic, who emerges in nothing but a bathrobe. The two girls leave. Sonic notices Sally. Sally, we're just... Sonic, I really don't care.
I can't
Just
make
get ready.
99s with fucking crunchies, can I?
Just get ready. We're leaving. Right. Later in the limo. So, how did it go? It's over now. Oh, good. So, what now? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I see. Sal, there's something I want to ask. What? I've been trying to change my ways lately. Trying. Like at the Echidna History Festival, or with Betty and Veronica. Moments of weakness, I admit. If those were moments of weakness, then you're pathetic. You never tried anything. That's not true. Yes, it is. Trying requires effort. I know what trying is. Trying is studying hard for a business degree while raising 2 children because you dropped out of school to marry a man who turned out to be a total scumbag. Trying is trying is stopping a crazy writer from getting his own way. Trying is coming up with storylines that might appease the fans despite how bad things got. Trying is doing all in your power to fight being shut down by the license holders. That is trying. Have you done anything like that in your life? Exactly. You never try. You just have everything handed to you on a silver platter not because you've earned it, because it's you. Face it, Sonic, you have it easy. There's a first time for everything. I'll believe it when I see it. Then let me prove it. How? I want to spend time with the kids. There's a momentary pause, then a silly smile creeps on Sally's face. She snorts and bursts out laughing. I'm serious. Sonic the Hedgehog wants to spend... She continues laughing. This continues for hours until she finally calms down. Thanks for that. I needed it. Joke. I know you weren't, but it was still hilarious. So, can I see them? They're grown-ups now. You don't need my permission. Oh, okay, but could you ask them? They want nothing to do with you. Ask them anyway. Please, Sally, let me try. There you go with that word again. Oh, come on, give me a break. Look, they don't want to see you. If you want to prove yourself, go bother someone else. But if you could, no.
Here, have some ice cream, you stupid bitch. Fuck off, bastards.
What?
Ian,
No.
I sent it to you on Facebook, says Seb.
Okay, I'll get right on that. No, I have more important things to do than running errands for you. I already have my hands full with the kid's birthday party tomorrow and... What? Birthday? It's their birthday tomorrow? Why didn't you tell me? Why wasn't I invited? Take a wild guess. Please, Sal, just talk to them. The answer is no. And you better not show up tomorrow, or so help me God. Okay. I won't. Good. The end.
Is this the same birthday thing where Dulcie the Dragon is basically the black woman that goes, ain't nobody got time for that?
Yes.
And Leandar turns up to sexually assault most college students.
Yeah.
And, oh god. And Julie Sue ends up in prison for brandishing a gun.
Yeah. And
Fuck it.
Sonic has Ugandan knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic and Ugandan Knuckles.
Yeah, but before that, it's the Shadow the Hedgehog episode.
Ah yes, Stuart.
Okay, let's look at these things that Seb sent.
Yeah, Shadow was his slave name.
Well, it's his artist name.
Yeah, his slave name. Really, my name is Stuart, and I am an artist.
Okay, let's see. Okay, right.
The only white man you can trust is a dead white man. Our party must continue to strike fear in the heart of the white man, our real enemy. Was it not enough punishment and suffering in history that we were uprooted and made helpless slaves, not only in a few colonial outposts, but also domestically? We of Africa protest that, in this day and age, we could continue to be treated as lesser human beings than other races. We are not hungry. Why moist this food upon us? We don't want to be choked. We have enough. True, some land was bought by a few cabinet ministers. They bought the land. No minister, to my knowledge, acquired land which was meant for resettlement.
And that's it.
Okay. So,
There isn't a sign. All right.
The sausages are still a little bit too hot for you to ever done.
All right. Just
And
curious.
this is stopping her from going for the cat food bowls,
That's true.
and also not really a fit to be lost in the woods well.
So,
I can't make
should I
that.
do this? Should I do the Shadow the Hedgehog one, or should...
Yeah, do the Shadow the Hedgehog one.
Okay. Outside a styled house, a modern styled house, Sonic is talking on his phone to Tails. Sir, are you sure you want to do this? It's been 12 years since you last spoke, and I hear he still holds a grudge. Tails, no one holds a grudge that long. Once he sees I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, it'll all work out. I don't know. Trust me on this. I'll call you later. Sonic hangs up and knocks on the front door. A human woman dressed in a pink t-shirt and light blue shorts answers the door. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry, have we met? You don't remember me, do you? Are you a hooker I forgot to pay? No, I was in your games. Random citizen of Station Square. I'm Maria. Maria! Wow, you're all grown up. How old are you now? 28. Really? Man, time flies. What do you want? Oh, right. I'm here to see Shadow. You mean Stuart. Stuart? Is that what he calls himself now? No, that's his real name. Stuart's his real
That is
name?
clear. Good luck finding your friends.
Who knew? You're the only one who didn't. Oh. So, is he home? Yes. Can I see him? No. Why not? He doesn't want to see you. Ever. Oh, come on. I just came here to bury the hatchet. After 12 years,
Okay.
you waited till now. Look, it's complicated.
Guys, it's getting kind of late. I think we should probably call it a stream now.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll, yeah. Sorry for being abrupt about that, but, you know, it's at that time. Hopefully, like, tomorrow or something, I'll be able to start this thing a little earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.